How precious did that grace appear the hour I first me home. The Lord has promised portion be, as long as life endures. So, welcome back to episode number 26. 6 months, a full half year of uninterrupted content. I'm pretty excited about that just for myself because, when I started this, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I still have no idea what the heck I'm doing, but, we'll see what's happening. So, obviously today I would like to talk about grace. Grace is... I don't even know if there's words that can describe it, right? It is a gift. It really is. And it's something that, if some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm not Christian per se. I have a tremendous relationship with Christ. I think he was a groovy, badass motherfucker who had some really cool shit to say. And I think there's a lot of groovy, badass motherfuckers with cool shit to say. But I think it gets a lot deeper than that. I think that he was something. He was a soul that, he basically lived a bit longer, learned a bit more, and took it a bit further, And he went there and, like Steve Miller sang about it, and Jesus did it. You got to go to hell before you get to heaven, And that is the whole idea of dying and being reborn as a born-again Christian, All these concepts are really powerful things, and they have their counterparts in a lot of Eastern philosophy, even though both sides, or some people from both sides would disagree. Paramhansa Yogananda of the Self-Realization Fellowship was a huge devotee of Jesus. And he was a guru. That's what he was. He was a spiritual teacher, And there's a lot of really amazing things with grace. To me, what grace is, first of all, I talk about how it's always how we're relating to the world, right? And grace is not, it's not necessarily even something from God, but it's how you relate to God, right? It's when you surrender, when you make the choice to surrender into the will of God. And the will of God is just science, right? If you drop something off a building, it's going to fall and crack down onto the earth. That is the will of God. The laws of science, the gravitational pull is God's will. It's God's will. Whatever happens, there are so many more forces than we can understand, though, scientifically, that it's completely insane to only limit yourself to what science can yet explain. It's crazy to be like, well, I can only go. It's not that seeing is believing, right? It's that believing is seeing. And when we set ourselves up in a psychology of faith, right? When we start to believe and we start to see things, and it's scary, I know, and it's weird because there's a bunch of fucking weird-ass God freaks that thinks God hates fags and a bunch of dumb-ass shit that have no fucking clue what they're talking about. And when think about the things that I'd say and be like, he is the Antichrist. Yes! But I believe in love, So grace is, again, something about how we relate, and it's how we relate to God. And it's because it's the concept that we are absolutely perfect exactly as we are. That we needn't strive to do anything. We needn't bash ourselves. We needn't be punished. None of that. We are absolutely loved no matter what we do. And now people can say, well, then you can just do whatever you want. No, not when you understand that you already are perfect. See, if you understood that you were perfect and you were loved, it would change everything. It would change the way you think. It would change the way you speak. It would change the way you act, because it would change your desires, because your desires are trying to get to that place of perfection. So even in a spiritual practice, if you're a devoted yogi and you go and you do pujas and you fast and you're always worshiping God through these physical rituals and you have your physical hatha practice and all this shit, it means nothing. It means nothing. Because those are byproducts, actually. Once you become, Krishna even said it, and Jesus spoke about it too. Another thing is like, when the ascended masters get there and they speak about I and me and my, they're all speaking from the place of enlightenment. They're speaking as God. They're speaking from that perspective, not from their body, mind, and intellect. So Jesus was not talking about Jesus. Krishna was not talking about Krishna. They're talking from the place of God. So Krishna says it in the Bhagavad Gita. He's like, when you mentally renounce all things to me, right? It's the same exact things that Jesus said. And he said, then the way is possible by my grace. So when you surrender the way you think it's supposed to be, the way you want it to be because of your earthly, that is what original sin is. Original sin is we're born into these bodies. We figure out how to work, how to operate in these minds. We're like, this is amazing. This is what it is. This is how it works. So we get stuck in it and fucking and eating and drugs and alcohol, whatever. Everything that we do, just relationships, anything that is a part of this world we can get stuck in. That doesn't mean we can't have any of those things. It means that the grace comes first. The grace, we surrender into the grace of God, understanding our perfection. And that's inherent in Christian teachings, even though those people have no fucking clue when they start trying to tell you how you're supposed to do it. There is no one way. There is no one way. Everybody has to do it their way. That's what the 12 steps are all about. Say, here, look at your life. Give it over to something larger. Be a part of something bigger. Give. Heal your wounds so you can give. The wounds that tell you that you are separate from God, that you are separate from love, that you are separate from anyone else. And when you recognize that you're absolutely perfect as you are, then that changes the way we operate in this world. And it's the same thing as the Upanishadic teachings in the ancient Hindu scriptures. That I am not this mind, I am not this body, I am not this intellect, I am the self. I am that which permeates, that stable, steady love and strength through everything. We relate to the world through that. Everything changes, and we surrender into that grace. That is what grace is, and it's present everywhere. There's like 10 million other things I want to say, and I could rant about this forever. But when we allow ourselves to just let go of the way we think we need it to be. Because shit's got to happen. Pain is a part of life. It's going to be uncomfortable. We're going to have to go through this shit. We can't even see what has to happen. In these times, there is a lot of shit that is going on that we're like, how could a God allow this to happen? It's not how it works. It's just the laws of the universe. It's not some guy who's being a dick or being nice to you. It's just a vibrational frequency that is higher. Hell is down here in fucking chaos and all this scattered nonsense. And heaven is singularity. It's no separation. It's absolute universal love. And we bring that into this world of duality through our actions, thoughts, and words. All right. I love you. Peace!